To get a better understanding of what the Israeli leadership is thinking and what they hope to see happen over the next few weeks, even months, let's bring in diplomat and former Israeli ambassador Alon Pinkas. Sir, so nice to have you in studio. Thank you for joining
Hena.
us.
Good to be with you.
It's been a tense couple of days. Are we in the brink of a regional war in the Middle East?
Possibly. I mean, if you look at the patterns of escalation, then the answer would be yes. But if you look at the behavior of individual actors, Israel, Iran, then this could be averted. I'd go as far as to say, Hena, that the best bet for de-escalation now lies with Iran rather than with Israel.
Why do you say that?
Because the Iranians seem not to have a disincentive for this to become a regional war, as does America, as do the British, as do the Saudis, the Bahrainis, the Qataris, and everyone else. The only country that seems to think that it may benefit or that escalation would be advantageous to it is Israel. But that too is winding down.
We know Iran's ambassador, like I mentioned, is asking the UN to call an emergency meeting. What action can the UN take to prevent an all-out war?
Honestly, nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. They can come out with a greatly worded or crafted Security Council resolution demanding restraint, imploring all sides to exercise common sense and what have you. The Iranians need to make a rhetorical stance here, Hena. But what is really important here, the thrust of the story, is how their relationship with Hezbollah will be affected, and how will that affect their grand strategy. Some think they have two options: either stand by Hezbollah, which would increase the likelihood of the regional war that you were referring to, Hena, and others saying they're going to have to recalibrate and revisit the entire thing. Maybe this is not as good for them as they thought, and they would make the necessary adjustments.
And correct me if I'm wrong here, sir. Israel's supreme leader seems to be backing down, at least when it comes to engaging with Israel right now.
Iran's supreme.
Iran. Would you, one, agree with that? And what do you make of Iran's posturing here?
They have to make the posturing. I mean, they need to make the posturing. They have other proxies in the region, the Houthis in southwest Yemen, some militias in Iraq and in Syria. And so they have to portray and emit this. We're still behind you. We're the epicenter. This is a solar system. We're the sun. You're revolving around us. We are your source of energy. We're the sun in the middle of this system. However, if you look at their actions, Hena, if you look at their actions since Israel assassinated Ismail Haniyeh, the Hamas guy, in Tehran on the day of the presidential inauguration, what did Iran do since? Nothing.
Yeah.
And in the last 10 days, when all this conflagration blew out of the proportions that we knew existed, what did Iran do? Nothing.
Yeah.
And the Iranian president, which does not call the shots as much as the supreme leader Khamenei that you mentioned does, he came to the UN, delivered a speech, and what was it about, basically? Extending a hand or some kind of encouraging diplomacy with the hope of possibly returning to a nuclear deal. Now, this does not mean in any way, which or form, that Iran has become a peaceful country, and it is still a sponsor of terrorism. It is still a vile, conducts a vile foreign and violent foreign policy. Nonetheless, you could see, if you connect the dots, you see the changes.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.